Welcome to another episode of Creative Wednesday. I'm so excited this week because we will be making another miniature kit which is called Mini Fairy Forest Elf Tribe. It's actually Totoro's house, which is why I have my Totoro hat on. This kit is not as complicated as the other kits that I've made, so it will only be in one part, but it's going to be fun. Basically, it will look like this. I am so excited to get started with this kit. But as usual, first things first, we will need to check out the contents. Mini Fairy Forest Elf Tribe. See? Totoro is living in there. They gave us a postcard. Not sure when I'm going to use this, but okay. Of course, we have the instructions. We have a ruler, some glue, and a penknife, and a tweezer. This styrofoam here contains our glass sphere. It's not a dome. I don't know why I keep thinking that it's a dome, but it's not a dome, it's a sphere. Looks like this. Woo! Let's be careful not to break it. Ooh, the glue they gave us is a little bit different than the ones we usually have, or at least the shape of it. And of course, we have loads and loads of pieces here. We have some tiny stones, some fake plants, some of this stringy material. At the bottom here, we have a Totoro. Yay! Alrighty, let's get started, shall we? Let's start by looking at the instructions. It's a mini fairy forest series. So yes, this is actually called Elf Tribe. First, we are going to build the foundation, which is this piece. We have a tiny pond template which we are going to glue on to this section here and use the mini pebbles to decorate the sides of it. And these 4 pieces here will basically make the base frame, which is going to hide the batteries as well as all the wiring and stuff under here. I'm going to put some of this glue on top of this water to give it a glossy effect. This glue will dry clear, so it will be fine. This glue is a little bit thicker than the ones we usually get. This is what it looks like when the glue is dried up. Now to make this frame. Next up, we will need to make this grass hut. Basically, we'll need to cut out D2 and D3 template out. I will quickly do that. Okay, now that we've cut out 2 of our templates, these are all the materials that we will need. Basically, first up, we will need to unwind the string, and it actually turns into this brown textured paper. We will need to trace and cut this wall part out and basically roll it up, cover it with this textured paper, and this would be the base of it. Assemble it together like this. walls are completed, on to the next step. Next up, basically we'll need to make the thatch roof. Basically this is our template. We'll need to fold it up into this cone shape, glue this paper material on top into something like this, and again with this paper material we need to fold it 4 times 5 centimeters each and tie everything together into this thatch roof part. This will go on top of this and it will turn into this. My goodness, this took forever. This is actually really difficult to make. Basically, I have to put on loads of glue to hold everything together. Literally layers and layers of glue. Now we're going to assemble this roof together. Alright, next we'll need to put the roof onto the wall. The LED will go through the floor like this. We'll need to add on the stairs and some fake grass outside here. Up, we will be making another grass hut. It's actually a house in a tree trunk. So for this, we will need all these materials and 2 of these templates right here. I'm going to quickly cut them out. We have our templates. These are the materials that we will need to make our second grass hut. First up, we'll need to cut some string. Again, unravel them into this textured paper. Trace and cut the template. The LED will go right in the middle of this circle. This mesh fabric will go behind these windows. We'll need to add some details onto the door and windows. Basically, roll this tree up. The glue has now dried up and it now looks like this. Next up, basically we'll need to glue our textured paper on top, add the window and door, add some fake plants, and it should be completed. Oh my goodness, I'm so amazed at how they calculate the amount of materials that we'll need to use because we have just enough to cover the entire thing. This is awesome. Next, we need to make this log. We will need to wrap this paper onto this wooden piece, unravel this string into this textured paper again, wrap the log with the paper, decorate it with some moss and a flower on top here. These are the materials that we'll need to use. Next up, we are going to glue the log on, which is by this little pond here. We are going to attach the two grass huts onto place. The wires will basically go through the holes on the base piece here. We need to cover the base piece with all this moss. We'll need to do the wiring as well. The glue has now dried up and I did all the wiring, which is under here. Basically, next we're going to make this Totoro forest stripe signboard. It's just these three pieces here and you assemble them together like this. Here's the thing. You can't really see the words on this signboard here. It's supposed to say Totoro's forest tribe. I'm very sad that you can't actually see the words, but we have to make use of this. Basically, next up we are going to fill the glass sphere with these pebbles. Add in the frame. The pebbles will cover the side of the frame. We'll need to add in all the fake plants. There's quite a lot of them. Until it looks like this. Should be easy. So I stand corrected. This actually took forever to fill in with the plants. It keeps sliding left and right when I try to put everything in place. We still need to add on our mushrooms and our signboard and also our Totoro. Look at this guy, he's so adorable. He has this little tail, so cute. I am going to add these guys in last, but right now I'm going to put this in place and I will show you the final product. Are you ready? And there you go, our miniature elf tribe kit is now completed. Again, I am disappointed that they didn't give us more pebbles, but nevertheless, it's an awesome kit. Totoro agrees. Again, the lights are noise activated as well. I knock it once, it automatically turns off and it turns on again. I really like this feature, it's so cool. So this is it for this episode of Creative Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to my channel. The button is right there. Do check out all the other miniature kits that I've completed so far. Thanks for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Totoro out!